Hi everyone, welcome back to next episode of Navisworks tutorial series. So in today episode we'll be discussing about the measuring tool, how we can measure the distance, area or angle or the shortest distance between two selected elements in your Navisworks. So when you are working as a BIM coordinator or BIM engineer or manager, you need these tools to be very good at. So you can instantly give the distance between, you can measure the data as per your requirement. And also we will be discussing how you can check the easting and northing coordinates that we are saying as a spot coordinates in Revit. So you can also check the spot coordinate at a point in Navis also. Okay, so for if you are having any coring related request from the site engineer that we are mostly faced that for this particular location send us the spot coordinates, and if you are not using Revit right now or that file is not open with you, then you can check the spot coordinates from Navis itself also. Okay, so this we will be discussing in this today video. Let's start. So as you can see here, we are having one model, we are having the architecture, we are having the drainage, firefighting and some files appended here. Okay, so we will be starting with some basic measurement. So I am cutting a section, so we can see from the top we have cut the section, and here we are having some services installed in the ceiling space. First of all, to measure, make sure that in the viewpoint you are using the perspective view. Okay, you are not using the orthographic view, because in the orthographic view, if you go near to the ceiling space or if you want to see the ducts or FCU unit anything, there will be an obstacles. These walls and every element will create an obstacle for your particular accurate view. Okay, so make sure that you are using the perspective angle views from here, then you can adjust the angle as per your requirement. So in this case you can literally go very smooth inside the ceiling space and you can check below and above your ducting and everything. Clear? So after that you have to make sure that in the setting, manage options, you have make all those snap setting point check one. So you will be finding this one under the interface, then you are having this snapping option and you have to check box all three snapping points. Okay, you have to make sure this one also. Next, so we have checked this one, that we have checked box everything here from the snap setting. Now let's go back to our tutorial in which we will be discussing about how we can measure the distance here. Let's say this duct, we want to measure the height, we want to measure the length, then how you can check for that one simply. And to get rid of this one, that is our sectioning tool. If you don't want to make it an obstacle for your this particular view, you can simply go to view, enable this one sectioning tool, and you can uncheck this right now too. Okay, you can uncheck this move option right now, so it will not be an obstacle for you anymore. Here let's start. For measuring the any dimension or any area or any angle, you have to go to your review part. Here in the review you are having a measure tool options. Okay, so to measure here you can click on simply measure tool, then you are having multiple options. So basically point to point is the most used in any BIM engineer journey, and also from the last 2 to 3 years I am using the Navisworks continuously. So this command is most useful for us, point to point and the shortest distance. Okay, but we will be discussing everything here, and this one is also important, single point spot coordinates you can check for any single point location. Okay, so first, point to point, it means you have to select one point, starting point. Let's say we are selecting this one, and then you have to select the end point. Okay, so right now you can see we are unable to select this end point. I want to see this one. Okay, because you can see dash line is coming here, dash projection line, and if I will be clicking on the second point last, so it will not be showing me zero data, it is showing me zero data. Reason behind this, while you are measuring any dimension, let me clear this first one. Okay, so to clear any dimension you can simply click on this. While measuring any dimension, let's say again we have started, we have picked the first point. You have to make sure that you have logged the exact or whatever is the best required from here as per your views. You have to select this category. So for now I don't need any kind of log, we will be discussing these things also. For now I am picking none here, I am simply selecting one point, this one, and one point, this one. Okay, the last point. To select the accurate, you can zoom to your, okay, you can zoom to your Navisworks particular element, and then you can select. So now you can see we are having a 2.614 meter this length of this duct. Okay, also if you go to the properties, if you have selected this duct, if you go to the properties, let's say we are checking here in the properties, you can see we are having a length of this duct is as a 2.164. Now duct sizes we are having 350 into 250, that also we can check. Okay, with the help of, again you will be going to review to clear first one I am checking here, clear measure again point. This one I am selecting the top, then I am selecting the below point. So it is showing as a 300, and we are having 250. It is showing as a 300 because we are having a 25 insulation above and bottom also. So 250 plus 25 plus 25. So it is showing the duct dimension 300 Now to check this dimension, you are having another method. Okay, you can lock the boundaries. Let's say if you are checking, and let me show you first what these boundaries means. This is our top view. Okay, this is our top view of the building, and as per the true north or the project north, your buildings will be having some orientation, but the Navisworks cube will have different north, south, west, east, which is not necessary that aligned with your same buildings. Okay, so let me show you one. What is the difference here? We are picking the measurement point to point. I am selecting this point here, let's say this one. Now I am moving parallel to the edge of this duct. Okay, and I can measure the distance here. Okay, but to measure accurately, if you want to measure it accurately, how you can do that one? In this case, we want to lock some edges. Okay, we have to lock some edges. Now in this case I can't use lock edges, because let's say if we are moving this direction, you will be saying lock x-axis, but you can see here it is moving now in the alignment of this west and east edges, because it will be moving as per the alignment of this cube, not as per the alignment of our duct or the building. Okay, so we can't use this feature lock x-axis. On if I am going to lock y-axis, so it will be again moving in the direction of north and south, north as per my like this duct edges. Okay, understood? So these two features will be locking x and y. You have to use very accurately. Okay, make sure that you are measuring the correct dimension while locking those data. And if you don't want to encounter any error data with the help of this one, simply choose the none option, then go zoom out and accurately select the edges, what edges you need to check, right? Like this one, accurately select the edges up to what end you want to select, and you can simply mention here next. Okay, so this is how you can measure the distance, right? And after that, it is also showing you the correct length, the length from this point to this point, 2.164, and in the x direction you have moved minus 2.135 meter. Okay, this is the x direction, because as per this edges, okay, from here to here you have moved 2.135 meter, but as per your 2 points alignment you have moved 2.164 meter, right? In the y direction you have moved 0.350 meter. So for our actual length of the duct, this is the actual length, 2.164 meter. Okay, so this one about the measurement command. Then again, if you want to in our previously we have measured the height of this duct by selecting point from here, then we have selected the both 2 point. Okay, but you can also use the this control z axis or the perpendicular command. Okay, so let's say we are using this control z axis. So first you have to select the top, then you will be selecting the base. To select the base, you can press the shift and you can press the mouse scroll button, and then you can rotate your object. Now we will be selecting the base of this duct. You can see 300, it is showing 300. Again the depth of this duct, okay, with the insulation. So in this case we have locked the z direction, means in z direction it will be showing you the perfect angle or the perfect dimension of the duct. So this is how you can lock the different axes. Try this one with your Navisworks and you will be getting the exact differences between selecting each, locking each axis. Okay, what does they mean and how you can utilize them. Okay, so this one here, point to point. Then if you want to measure multiple point, let's say we are measuring from this distance, from this point, sorry, I'm measuring the length of the duct. Okay, first I have to make sure that no plane is locked, so none. So I'm measuring up to here 2.164. Now from the same point I want to measure height of the duct. Okay, I can measure. Now from the same point I want to measure the width of the duct. I can measure. Okay, so in single time I'm measuring from this point length, width and height of the duct. So for that one you can use the point to multiple point tool. Okay, next one we are having a point line. So in this case you can simply select here, then you can go up to here length, then again from here, then from here, then from here, and you can simply calculate the total. Okay, length, then 4.18, then we will be moving till here, then 4.66, then here. So this is how the total length will be adding from till here to till here, how much length of the duct is there. Okay, so you can utilize this one also, point line. Okay, understood. Then we are having accumulate option here. Okay, so in case of accumulate means first let me clear this one. In case of point line, what we did, we measure from here to this point, then this point to this, then this point to here. So it is a continuous measurement. But in case of accumulate, you can break your measurement, but the data will be total sum. Let's say from this duct to you want to measure only till here. After that you will be starting your measurement from here. You don't need the measurement in between those duct length or the reducer, transition, everything. You are starting next from here and again you will be picking till here. Okay, so this one showing you the accumulative data of both this length plus this length. Okay, if you go into the properties you can ensure that the data is coming accurately. Okay, so you can measure those data 2.164, then you can measure add this sum also in that particular. So if you have picked the correct point, then the sum will be around 4.079. Okay, both length, if you will be adding both length, so it will be around 4.079 meters. So this is our cumulative. Okay, next one is angle. If you want to check the angle, for angle let me show you from the structure part, so you'll be getting the exact idea. Turn, hide and selected, everything hidden. Okay, let me clear this one. Now we are having some angle here. You can see this portion, we are having an angle that is 90 degree. So if you want to measure this angle also, so you can utilize this tool, measure angle. Then first you have to select this point, then we are selecting this edge. So you can see around 90 degree it is there. So 90 degree angle is there. So this is how you can measure the angle also. Next one we are having area. If you want to measure the area, let's say first let me cut this section more from the top. Okay, we want to measure the area of this one. Okay, so you can also measure the area of this room. Simply you have to select the points, again review, measure area. You will be selecting the edges correctly. You can zoom in for accuracy. Let's say this point we have to select here, then again here, this one, and then here. So it will show you the area total. Here you can see around 18.895 meter, 895 meter square. Okay, so you can measure the area with the help of this one. And now the another, here we are having an important point. You can see single point measurement. So whenever you are working the site, as I told you in the starting also, site people needs spot coordinate for any kind of coring. Let's say we are having any services here and they need to do the coring in the slab for the drainage pipe or anything. Let's say we are having some drainage pipe here. You can see they have to install the pipe here or they have to do the coring here. So they will be asking for you spot coordinate. So if you haven't opened the Revit file for the same drainage or any Revit file associated with it. So you can also check in Navisworks also the export coordinate location. For that one, simply let me show you from the top accurately. If you want to give the coring request here, and the site engineer is asking for the export coordinate of this particular location, you can simply go to measure. Here you will be selecting the single point, then you have to select the center of coring, or if he is asking for all four corner point, then you can select the corner point, and but mostly they will be asking for the center point in case of the drainage, or if it is a pipe coring request. So you will be simply clicking here in the center, and it will show you the easting and northing coordinate. Then this coordinates you can share with your site engineer. Okay, so this is how you can also give the export coordinate location in your Navisworks also. If you want to give the edges, simply select the edges, this one, then this one. You can share, you can write, and or you can take the screenshot of this one and you can share with your client. Next one point is also there, that is the shortest distance, that is also most used. Let me show you the shortest distance also option here. Unhide all. We will be going back to our ceiling space here. Okay, let's say two services are running here. You can see we are having two ducts. Okay, and if you want to measure the distance between ducts, so what you will be doing, first option is to go to review again, measure, select point to point, then you will be locking the perpendicular. You can select this edge. Okay, then you can select this edge, so it will show you the data, the distance between both the ducts. Okay, you will be selecting this edge, so it will show you this distance. There is another option, you can simply select both the ducts. Okay, this duct you have to select, then you have to use the shortest distance, so it will show you exactly what is the shortest distance between both the two ducts. Okay, but you have to be make sure that the geometries you are looking for, having this distance you are getting, is the shortest distance or not, because it will give you always the shortest distance between two elements whatever you have selected. Okay, so this is also a good option if you want to get a quick distance between the two elements. Let's say if you want to get the distance between this duct and we are having a wall here, so we want to know the distance of this duct from this wall, so simply we will be selecting this one, shortest distance. It will show you the distance from here. Okay, how much you are having, 0.945 meter. Okay, so this is our actual dimension, 0.945, and that as I told you in the starting, that the x in the x direction it is westing and easting, it is showing you, and this y direction it is showing you the northing and south deflection. Okay, so but this is our actual dimension, main orange line indicated. You can also change the color of this dimension here in the options, and in the measure you can change the color. Okay, so you can also change this anchor style, those. Okay, you will be finding those options also in the measurement. Here you can change anchor style, convert to as per your requirement, cross or whatever. Okay, so this is about the measurement that is useful while you are working as a BIM coordinator, BIM engineer, or BIM manager, whatever role you are working. These are the important for you. And measure panel is also there. If you have measured something and you want to show it in the measure panel, then this panel will be there. Let's say if you are measuring point to point here, you can check this panel. This panel will show you the data, x and y coordinates. Okay, start point, then x and y coordinate of the end point, then the z elevation. Okay, so this one will be also there. So if you want to see this one, okay, then click, otherwise ignore this one. Now also if you want to see, the ceiling height, then also ceiling height you can check. You have to simply go cut the section from here also, level I am selecting the plane 5, cutting the section from here, and you can see we are having a ceiling. So if you want to see the ceiling height, then also you can use this command to make the measurement. Okay, you have to simply select the bottom and the top of this FFL. Floor finish top you have to select, and the ceiling bottom you have to select. Simply go review, measure, point to point. Okay, in this case deflection is there, so what you have to do, you have to use the perpendicular. perpendicular you have to use, and you can see 2.7 meter. This one option, another option, you can simply select this one, above finish, shortest distance. Okay, in case of some ceiling or the system families, you can get these data from the properties also. Let's say if I am selecting this ceiling here, I will be seeing height offset from the level 2.7 meters. So you can see this kind of data for some system families in the properties bar also. So this is all about the measurement. I hope this video helped you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and give your comments and feedback.